I am ancient, a sentinel of silent centuries, rooted deep in the cursed soil of Poveglia Island. The wind rustles through my leaves, carrying whispers of the tormented souls that linger here. I have witnessed countless horrors, but what transpired on that moonless night with the young kids will haunt even my ancient memory. They arrived as a group of five, armed with cameras, EMF detectors, and a reckless curiosity. Their leader, Alessandro, was a skeptic, scoffing at the island's dark reputation. Emilia, the historian, had done her research and knew the tales of plague victims, tortured souls, and a mad doctor. Marco, the techie, boasted the latest ghost-hunting gadgets. Sophia, the sensitive, could feel the spirit's presence, while Giacomo, the cameraman, was there to capture every moment. As they stepped onto the island, the atmosphere grew heavier, the air thick with the stench of decay. My branches trembled, sensing the malevolent forces that stirred with their arrival. They walked past the abandoned hospital, its windows like empty eyes, and made their way to the bell tower where legend said the mad doctor had met his end. Emilia began recounting the island's gruesome history, her voice barely above a whisper. This place, it was a quarantine station during the plague. Thousands died here, buried in mass graves. Later, a doctor conducted inhumane experiments on the patients. They say he went mad and jumped from the bell tower, but not before claiming the island for the damned. Sophia shivered, her eyes wide with unease. I can feel them, Alessandro. They're watching us. Nonsense, Alessandro replied, though his bravado seemed to wane. Let's set up the equipment. Marco busied himself with the gadgets, placing motion sensors and night vision cameras around the bell tower. Giacomo filmed everything, his lens capturing the creeping shadows. As darkness enveloped the island, the team gathered in the tower's eerie silence, waiting for signs of the supernatural. Hours passed with only the sounds of the wind and the occasional creak of old wood. Then, the temperature dropped suddenly, and the EMF detectors spiked. Sophia's breath came in ragged gasps. They're here. The air grew colder, and a low, guttural moan echoed through the tower. The cameras flickered, capturing fleeting glimpses of spectral forms. Alessandro tried to maintain control, barking orders, but fear seeped into his voice. Stay calm. It's just an illusion. But it was no illusion. Shadows coalesced into shapes, twisted figures of agony and despair. The team was surrounded. Emilia clutched her research notes, muttering prayers, while Marco frantically adjusted the equipment, trying to capture the phenomenon. A ghastly figure approached Sophia, its hollow eyes locked onto hers. She screamed, collapsing as if the life had been sucked from her body. The entity turned its gaze to Alessandro, who stumbled back, his skepticism shattered. This can't be real! Giacomo's camera captured everything, the footage a chaotic blur of fear and horror. Marco tried to drag Sophia to safety, but the spectral forms blocked his path. One of the spirits, a woman with a face twisted in eternal torment, reached out, her fingers like icy claws. She touched Marco, and he convulsed, collapsing beside Sophia. Emilia's prayers grew louder, but the spirits fed off her fear. The mad doctor's apparition loomed over her, whispering twisted words. Her eyes rolled back, and she fell silent, her notes scattering like dead leaves. Alessandro and Giacomo were the only ones left. Alessandro's bravado was gone, replaced by primal terror. We need to get out of here, he shouted, grabbing Giacomo's arm. They ran, but the spirits followed, their wails piercing the night. They reached the shore, but the boat they came in was gone, swallowed by the darkness. Alessandro turned to face the spirits, his eyes wild. What do you want? The spirits closed in, their forms merging into a swirling vortex of malevolence. Alessandro screamed as he was pulled into the darkness, his body disintegrating into dust. Giacomo, the last survivor, filmed everything, his hands shaking. He turned the camera on himself, his face a mask of terror. This is Giacomo. Poveglia Island is real. The ghosts are real. If you find this, don't come here. Don't. His words were cut off as a spectral hand reached through the camera, pulling him into the abyss. The camera clattered to the ground, its lens cracked but still recording the empty, cursed island. The wind rustled through my leaves, carrying the final, desperate echoes of the ghost chasers. Poveglia Island had claimed more souls, their fate a grim reminder of the horrors that lurk in the shadows. I remain, a silent witness to the island's dark legacy, my branches heavy with the weight of untold stories and the souls trapped within.